It is 2024, and that is your year to build a gaming PC using one of the graphics cards we suggest.
We're going to go over some of the best budget GPUs in early 2024, and probably for the rest of the year. These are going to be some good options to choose from. But before we dive into that, let's hear a word from today's sponsor.
Are you looking to grab one of the GPUs from this video at a great price? Then today's sponsor, Jawa.gg, has you covered with some of the best deals on the market. Jawa is an individually curated group of verified sellers that are selling components and even full builds at some of the best prices on the internet. Jawa is aiming to be the community where great gaming gear is sold at reasonable prices between gamers and not scalpers or scammers. Jawa.gg not only has a ton of sellers listing graphics cards at really affordable prices, but Jawa will also purchase GPUs directly from customers to make it the easiest possible solution for selling a GPU. This is perfect for all of you who just upgraded during the holidays and need to offload old hardware by selling to Jawa in a fast and convenient way. If you're interested in joining the best marketplace to buy or sell your gaming gear, check out Jawa.gg today, or you can head over to sell.jawa.gg/GPU to get started on selling your GPU today. Big thanks to Jawa for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it.
So first up is the classic RX 580. Now this is the RX 580 2048 they're going to be talking about. Now you can buy these brand new still on Amazon, AliExpress, eBay, Newegg, all those places. They're just called RX 580 2048, 8 gig, which means they're basically an RX 570 in terms of their performance level, but you can play esports titles at usually medium settings, and AAA titles can still be played in these cards at lower settings, but the main downside with it is the fact that it is basically end of life. Now that doesn't mean that you can't play games, it just means that the newest titles that come out may not be well optimized for it. As of right now, we recommend buying these cards between the $50 to $80 price range new, and if you really want a legit 580, go on eBay and find a used one for probably around the same price.
Now this is a very specific card recommendation, mainly for upgrading those small form factor office PCs, and that's the RX 6400. While it's not the best bang for buck, it is one of the best bang for buck low profile cards for your Optiplex upgrades like we do at PCBros.tech or PC Selling Business. Use code TOAST2 to save 2% today if you want to buy a PC. But the RX 6400, great for 1080p gaming, medium low settings, great for your esports titles. 4 gigs of RAM is still good enough for those games. It's a very specific niche card. For low profile systems, it's absolutely the best bang for buck right now. But if you are building a system that can fit a full-size GPU or has the ability to power a higher end graphics card, this might not be the best option. But if you are hunting, you could find one for about $130 to $150. It's great for plopping it into an Optiplex and getting to gaming.
Next up is going to be the GTX 1660 lineup. That means the 1660, 1660 Super, and the Ti. These are great graphics cards because they are pretty low power, they have NVENC encoder built in, and it's NVIDIA for all the NVIDIA fanboys out there. The only downside with these cards is you really can't buy them new. You are going to have to go to eBay and other used places, but the best part is we're talking $100 to $120, which is a really good price. I mean, that is an absolute steal for a card that can actually play esports titles typically at higher settings and AAA titles usually at like lower medium settings, and you can even get into entry-level streaming with that NVENC encoder.
Now, a slight step up from the 1660 series is an RTX 2060 or 2060 Super if you want to spend a little bit more money. These cards can be had for about $130 to $150, and they're good NVIDIA entry-level RTX cards. Now, you're not going to be playing games on max settings with ray tracing with this graphics card, but it is a good step up over something like a 1660 Super while not costing too much more. And if you're leaning Team NVIDIA for your GPU choice and you want to look on the used market, that's where you're going to get the best bang for buck for a 2060 or 2060 Super. The 2060 Super is a really good price right now on AliExpress through third-party sellers like Soyo and other companies like that, but the main value for the 2060 non-super is through eBay, and if you can find it for the $130 to $150 mark, and if you prefer NVIDIA, it's a good pickup.
Next up is the RX 5700 non-XT, which is a somewhat newer to the market card because these used to be OEM only, but now you have companies like ASRock actually producing them new, and there's a couple other companies that you can find from time to time on Newegg and Amazon, but you can also get these cards from the kind of no-name brand sellers such as Soyo and Acerix on Amazon and other places like that. But these cards are awesome because they perform similar to something like an RTX 2070. You don't get the NVENC encoder, but you do get some epic gaming performance for the price. We are talking higher settings in esports titles, and even most AAAs can probably run at like medium-high settings 1080p. And with these cards, look around on eBay for used cards. Also look for the new cards. You should be able to find them for $100 to $140.
Now, a card we recommended a ton on the new market is the RX 6600 because it's a really good step up from something like the 5700. It's very power efficient. You can throw it in an office computer with like one of those SATA to 8-pin adapters $8. It consumes very little power, making it great for upgrading an older computer, and also it comes with 8 gigs of VRAM and the ability to play most games 1080p high settings and stretch into 1440p if you wanted to. Now, the only downside with this card is at one point in the used market, it was a really good buy, about 130 to 140, 150 bucks. But they've gone up a little bit, and the minimum price you normally see them for on the used market is like 160 to 170, which makes the 5700 non-XT much more appealing because it is closer in value. But if you're willing to buy new at $200 or less, it's an absolute great card for, let's say, a $600 gaming PC, and you will not be disappointed with the performance.
And then next up for the list is the RX 7600. So this may not sound like a super amazing card because 7600 didn't sound super crazy, but this actually performs similar to a 6700 XT. It uses less power, has the same amount of VRAM, and it's going to have a longer lifespan, which is pretty freaking awesome. And the best part is these cards can be had at the same price, sometimes even cheaper than a 6700 XT. You're typically going to be looking at around 240 to 260 bucks, but that is going to get you 1080p and 1440p, often higher settings in AAA titles and esports titles you should be able to max out if you have the right CPU.
Now, beyond like $300, we really start to consider those mid-range to high-end GPUs. We're mainly focused on budget GPUs in this video, but we have to give an honorable mention because of price to performance of the RTX 4070 and 4070 Ti. While they aren't the best price cards, they're the best price new NVIDIA cards that you can pick up. Get awesome performance with the 4070 and 4070 Ti, get into 4K gaming if you want to, or just high refresh rate 1440p. And if you're looking at Team Red and you want AMD, the 7900 XTX is a great alternative to something like a 4080 if you're looking in that market. But today we're focused mainly on budget GPUs, and we want to give an honorable mention to those higher end options as well. But let us know in the comment section down below, which one is your favorite budget GPU for 2024? And if you want to buy any of the ones we recommended, check the link in the description down below. They will be affiliate links and they will help us out.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.
Now, if you want to buy one of these graphics cards here inside of a PC that's already ready to go, so you don't have to do all this thinking, PCBros.tech has you covered.
PCBros.tech, gaming PCs, gaming laptops, and so much more. Use code ToastyBros2 on checkout. You'll save 2% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Peace out.